Kevin, thanks for coming in tonight with Comic Book Creation Live number
Yeah,
44.
man.
This page is looking good. I see how you did some changes. What was it, yesterday, today? You're working on
Yeah,
this?
I just kept adding some stuff to it. It's looking better. His proportions were all off when I looked at it the second time around. Like his head was humongous, and he didn't really have any black on him, so I'm just started adding some black. And I gotta add some tech to his suit or something, just so he doesn't just look like a fake Superman.
Oh, I see what you mean. And yeah,
You know what
like
I mean?
maybe there's
He looks boring. He just looks like a big dude with a mean face. Like what the hell is this guy?
he's
I
got
gotta
these
put
kind
them
of like
like
shoulder pad things. Maybe you could add those like maybe
yeah, I
like
could do something like that.
general style shoulder pads. Mundo, what's going on? You guys
Mundo, what up, man?
you joined us right when me and Kevin were just starting. Um, this is our main character, Donovan, in the forefront here, and then you got Dobbs in
Yeah,
the
but I'm not.
back.
I don't want to use the same exact Dobbs on the page, so he's just there as a placer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I might
see.
like paint over him a little bit.
I see. I didn't even realize. That was something from the page. I thought that was like all new. I forgot.
Oh, damn. Oh, so maybe I don't need to.
Like
Maybe I
maybe if
don't
his
need to,
head,
man.
like now that you mention it, maybe if his head was turned more toward the camera. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah.
Though. It's good. Because he's kind of looking at the back of Donovan's
Yeah,
head.
man. Yeah, he's just looking a little regal. You know what I mean?
Oh, thanks, Mundo. Mundo says looking great.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I like the
Thank you, sir.
Grand Admiral Thrawn style eye that you have going.
Yeah, and it'll make sense to people who, keep up with the story. And there's a lot of detail in there still too. You know what I mean?
Well, you kept the circuitry that you added, or you're going to go back and put in
No,
the
I
circuitry?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't add the circuitry yet. But it's looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like his haircut. I like the hard black outline that you got going on. That's
Yeah.
looking good.
Yeah, man.
So I like
decent.
how ripped he is. Like he's pretty large.
He's huge. He's huge.
That's how we always talk about him. So, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he's humongous.
I wouldn't mind if Dobbs was actually.
So what I want to do is
I don't know if it's too dramatic to have Dobbs like kind of looking like down a little bit.
Looking down.
Kind of like.
Why down?
Kind of like to show that there's there's
Originally, he was gonna be like just down here off to the side. You know what I mean?
Looks like a little child.
But like, I figured I'd bring him up here a little bit.
Like if he was positioned in the way that you had him before, like like right around there, like maybe it could be like imagine him looking like down and away from like how would it be? I guess if you were Dobbs, it'd be like down and to the right. So you'd almost see like a profile or a 3/4 view.
You're talking about like,
and like I'm kind of picturing, like a Clint Eastwood movie cover.
You're talking about looking down this way,
right? And then there could be like hard shadows underneath his eyes, and then like the way the light is coming, there'd be like, I don't know. Yeah, this is the cover, Mundo.
Well, this is a cover concept. If it's not the final cover, it'll be used for something.
Yeah, it'll be like a trading card or a poster.
Something. It'll be something. It's not going to waste. Yeah, I was looking at the last show, and this table is annoying as hell, man.
Why? What's going on? There's sounds coming off the table?
Yeah, like this right here.
Oh yeah.
That's
what
annoying.
Are you on?
That's
like
annoying.
I think you showed it in your other video on your channel.
I'm on a folding table, just a folding table. But the worst habit I have is like I always lean on it. And I'm like leaning on it,
which kind of hurts your arms. How's your shoulder doing?
Yeah, it kills my arm. My shoulder. Fuck this shoulder, man. Me and this shoulder got problems. If this shoulder was a person, I would jump it tomorrow with all my friends.
I was thinking today, like, I wonder, was there a moment where, like, that shoulder got hurt? Imagine you could go back and, like, stop yourself
No,
from
I
like
remember.
lifting that box or whatever, or do you think it's a little bit each day that got hurt until
I
today?
remember the event. It was when I was years ago when I did both of them around the same time when I was focused on doing pull-ups. I was like, remember I had
Mm.
that was a long time ago when I was like, yo, man, I get tired after 2 pull-ups and it was pissing me off. And I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna do pull-ups. I'm gonna do pull-ups. And I just kept doing pull-ups. I kept doing like 2 pull-ups every day, and I would do like 4. And I finally got to like 10. I was like, yo, I'm doing like sets of 12, and I was getting happy.
Mm.
But then I would those last couple of pull-ups would always get real sloppy. And I remember doing them, and I kind of felt something happen in the left, and I was like, "Oh, my shoulder feels crazy," but it doesn't hurt. Like when you mess your rotators up, it doesn't necessarily hurt.
Oh.
It just gets worse with time. Like
Oh
you can snap it
man.
in your sleep, and you don't really feel it, but you just know it's just bothering you a little bit. Then like the next day, it's bothering you a little more. The next thing you know, you're holding like a pot of food, and like it's like you can't really hold it up. You're like, "Oh, I can't." It just deteriorates. So that was happening with this for years. It was just going little by little for years. And I just ignored it because I didn't want to go through the same thing I did with this one, with the rehab. And I was like, yo, I'm not doing this rehab again. But, you know, I ignored it for like 8 years.
Man, that sucks.
Can't ignore it no more, man. Can't ignore it no more. It's all good. It's all good, man. It is what it is.
Mundo says Tiger Bomb.
Tiger Bomb, yeah. I know all about Tiger Bomb, man. I got Tiger Bomb. I got Tiger Bomb. I got BioFreeze.
And then
I got
do you have
everything,
like
man.
it probably doesn't work. I don't know, but it maybe helped me when I had like a sprained ankle. I rubbed that CBD stuff all over it. I feel like
No,
maybe
I
it
mean
helped.
it takes a little bit of the edge off sometimes,
But
but
that shoulder thing's like an actual injury, like
yeah,
an
this is
actual
yeah. Like
messed
it's
up
not hurt, it's
ligament or
injured.
something.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's wild. It's all good though, man. It's all good.
Do I see like a texture in Donovan's chest, or is that just because
Yeah,
it
there's a
says selected in the program?
it's a ton of Yo, I just found this out too. You see when you scroll when you drag 3 fingers down, you get this window up that says cut, copy, copy all, copy and paste, cut and paste. See this window?
That's part of Procreate, or that's
Yeah,
just part of the
3
iPad?
part of Procreate when you use 3 fingers and kind of just like drag down a little bit.
Okay,
Maybe just cut and paste. Makes it easier.
that's cool.
Much easier. Much easier.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. You're gonna flip it. You're gonna flip his head.
Yeah.
Where'd his neck go?
Well, he has like that scarf on.
Yeah, he looks like he's starting to look like a necklace Bertha,
What's Bertha?
like some kind of big Bertha.
Oh. What's going on here? Why is it not? There you go.
All right, I'm gonna switch over to my other view here.
Where's the music, man? After the music.
Oh yeah, I was it has little difficulties before, so let me see what's up with the music, see what's up with my other viewpoint, see why my dog keeps choking.
He's choking.
He was like choking. I don't know what was going on. I got
Yo,
a new
matter of
perch for
fact.
him right here.
A matter of fact.
It's still too high. Like, how far does this desk have to go before the camera's proper for my liking? Nothing's ever proper right from the get. I cannot just get anything set up like on time or properly.
Nah, man, never. Never, sir.
Okay, here we go. I'm still working on the cover concept that I was working on last time because I wanted to put these, I wanted to see if it could look right if I put all these, like, SWAT team type dudes all behind. Like look like they're surrounded. Nika and Burkita here are main characters. So I wanted to look like there's a whole bunch of, Kev, do you remember, like, the 1990s, like, mercenaries in the X-Men comics?
The Reavers?
Not necessarily like the Reavers, but the ones that maybe they were the Reavers. It was like they were on all like futuristic bikes and stuff, and they yeah, maybe it was the Reavers because they were led by that one dude, Fabian.
Donald Pierce. Fabian. I thought it was Donald Pierce.
Was it Donald Pierce? There was like a Fabian Cortez or something. Was there some guy like
who are you talking about?
Name like that with a band of mercenaries?
I don't know. I lost
on
me.
on my 90s X-Men. But I have an idea of how I want these troopers.
It's a long time ago. Definitely a very long time ago.
But those are actually ones that I read. Some of the other stuff I didn't really read. I just got it for the artwork.
Got it. Yeah, that's most of my comic book career.
But if it was like a Jim Lee type of thing or something, I would always read it too. If the art was like that stellar, and like Dominic was suggesting it or Chris Claremont was writing it, I would be in.
I just ordered a Jim Lee Unwrapped. That's gonna hurt, but you know, it'll inspire me. You know what I'm saying?
What's a Jim Lee Unwrapped? What's that? A book?
Batman books with just his pencils.
Oh, okay. So that's like the one you got for David Finch.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that like the one
man. That's gonna. I got Jim Lee, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
Is that like the one you got from
the
David?
Crazy.
Can you hear me? I don't think you could hear me. You're not responding.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Do you hear me?
You're talking.
I am responding. Do you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't think you can hear me because you're not responding to anything I say.
I hear you. I hear you right away, man.
Oh, okay.
You don't hear me?
I hear you fine. Just sounds like you don't hear me.
Yeah, you said that was from David Finch. I said yeah. I said yeah.
Oh,
That's yeah.
Maybe it's breaking up a little over here.
Oh, I don't know. That was weird.
A little over here in Neptune Township. Got some hokey internet.
You got some hokey pokey. I ordered an extended too. I ordered one of those extenders that go into the outlet. So I'm gonna put it in the outlet down here.
Oh, those look like they don't work. That looks like that's not gonna work. I saw something on the some little ad for that. I was like, that doesn't look like it can work.
It's gonna work.
That looked like a very money grab thing, like as seen on TV type of thing. You got hoaxed.
It's the same company that made the router that I just bought.
Oh, okay. I guess you trust them.
Well, this router dies much less than the other one. Animation assist. What the hell? You ever tried to animate anything with this?
No. Animation.
It's pretty
assist.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
I'm really happy with the way Donovan's stomach looks in your artwork there.
Oh, nice, great. Nice.
That looks realistic to me. His body looks realistic.
It's getting there. I'm gonna add a whole bunch of other stuff, like I said.
See, I didn't. I forgot. Either I forgot or I didn't realize that you thought that we thought, or that like I said, maybe I forgot that Dobbs was that white. I thought Dobbs was also like a darker dude.
No, I never thought so.
You thought Dobbs was white?
Yeah, I think he's a John Dobbs, bro. what you, what, I mean, I don't understand. Remember, we even had the conversation how I kind of picture his son as like Clint Eastwood's son.
Yeah, like I always thought of that too. Like we definitely said that multiple times about Clint Eastwood, but I still just thought of him as like this like black guy. I don't know why. I
For
guess
real?
because early on I thought we said like everyone was kind of black because, um, like, people continued to like. It's like it's just 1,000 years later or
You going
something.
with like the projection of everyone being like Indian?
Like more like I'm kind of thinking like everyone will be like Brazilian looking.
Yeah. Well, this area makes sense because kind of like where they are.
Like I'm thinking that they might look like, but sometimes those people are pretty light, but sometimes there's like dark Brazilians, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Let me just. What am I doing, man? Let me use pink for now, so I can see it. Jesus Christ, Kev. What the hell else been going on, man?
There, you know what? There feels like there's so much that I want to tell you, um, and then I can't think of it when I call you up or when I get you on here. I can't think of it, but I wrote some stuff. I thought of like, I even had a slogan for like why you should get the nanotech. I had like a song, and I was like,
Song.
oh, it was like to the tune kind of a part of like not the part that you would think of, but like part of God Bless America. it was
Oh
like
man.
it was like part of that riff. It was like to the tune of part of that song, and it was something like leave your life in our hands or take your life in our hands or something like that. It was like take your life in your own hands, like something like that. It was a pretty good slogan that kind of was like a twist of that. So it wasn't like take your life into your own hands, but it was like take your life and I didn't write it down, and then I was trying to think of it later, and I was like, wait, what was that? So I went in and I kind of
Yeah.
wrote down a couple notes of what I was thinking about at least for that, and then that was for Pig Fate Mechanical, like what their slogan would be for people to want to get the nanotech, because there was a reason, it was kind of like something was going on, like kind of like what's going on in our
Man,
world right
Bill
now.
Gates is trying to make this happen for real.
I know. That's why I was so mad because this was like it looked like they were. I thought this was a future thing, so I wrote it into our story as like something that happens like in our future, but it would be in the past of these characters, like a long time ago in the past of these characters. Now I'm seeing that this is probably going to happen within a couple months, and like I'm like, what? I
So
thought
good
this was
though.
like 50 years away from us, and then it could be like in the way distant past of our story, which it still could be like if you take our world for the world that's in the story, but it's just like that's accelerated from what I thought was going to happen.
It's pretty
That's
crazy.
accelerated.
It's pretty crazy. It's really crazy.
I didn't want that to happen that way. I thought we had more
No, hell
time.
no.
Isn't that what everybody says like on their deathbed or something? Like I thought I had more time.
Well, I know no one ever said I should have went to work more.
That's true.
I know that for a fact.
That's what I think is
Like,
pretty
damn, I
cool.
spent more time at the office.
Yeah, but I think like for what we like to do, it's perfect. Like drawing comics and stuff is perfect because you could do that like when you're 90. Uh, you can't necessarily like work in a factory when you're 90, or work on an assembly line, or like work as like a waiter, or because you're just decrepit and whatnot. But like if you could hold a pencil and you're 90,
Yeah, it's
or
true.
utilize one of these iPads, or maybe at that point, how we saw that there was like that virtual reality painting and stuff, maybe we'll be making this world in 3D.
Oh, maybe.
Because you'll be in there like kind of with the glasses on, like maybe you'll be lying in a bed somewhere, or you'll be in some chair, and you'll be walking around in this world, painting a 3D landscape of
Yeah, that'd be hot.
Albatross Junction or a new world that you created.
I would love that. I mean, they kind of have that already. It starts at the start.
Yeah, but it'll be crazy better, I guess, and probably more advanced and accessible and whatever, hopefully. Like, I plan on making my own movies. Like, when I'm like 90, when I'm like 85, I want to make my own movies that I create like in like a Photoshop style program, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could kind of do that already. Like they made that whole I forgot what, I think it was like Book of the Dead or something like that. They made all that whole movie animated on a Surface Pro.
Whoa, okay.
So it was like you could kind of do it already.
Yeah, like I know it's like possible right now. I guess it's just right now I'm busy drawing this thing.
Yeah.
So when I'm finished, like with these 100 issues or whatever,
It's craziness.
I will get going on the movie or on the anime. Or maybe in the midst of this whole thing, we'll get some friends together. We'll meet some people, and we'll get going on some kind of anime. Who knows?
That'd be dope.
I think I might hear something like in your background.
Like news?
Yeah. What are you trying to hear
Yeah.
the latest on the virus over here?
Nah, that's upstairs. Ain't no news here, man. It's the TV upstairs.
Oh, I see.
It's upstairs.
The first purge.
The forced purge. See any good movies lately?
You know what I've been watching? That's absolutely fantastic. I think you would get into it a lot. And I don't know how many seasons there are, but there might be like 4 or 5. There might be, or there might be only 2. I don't know. Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, I watched a couple of seasons.
Oh, you watched a couple? Okay, because I
it's
remember
pretty
Holly
cool.
talking about it a lot.
Yeah,
And
it's cool.
it was always something I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that at some point. Now
Yeah,
that we've been
yeah, I'll get
home,
into it.
I think I'm in the first season still.
You know what it is? It was like it was in the middle of all the like Game of Thrones stuff, and I was like, I don't have enough room in my brain to keep up with another in-depth story. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, now that all that time went by and Game of Thrones sucks and all that stuff happened, now you can maybe check out the rest because I think it's better than like I'm enjoying it more than Boardwalk Empire. It takes place right around that same time, but it's in England instead of being in Atlantic City. They actually did mention Atlantic City once. They mentioned it a couple times.
It's Cillian Murphy, right? Whatever his name is.
Yes, and you know I don't normally like that was one of the reasons why I never kind of watched as well, was because when I saw that it was him,
He's tough as hell in this though.
I just don't like, in the things I've seen before, I don't necessarily like him, but in this he fits very, very well, and none of that like distaste that I had before like carried through to this. He's totally new to me as this gangster.
Yeah.
And I'm in 100% belief.
He's a beast.
So it's recommended.
Dude is a beast.
It's totally different from some of those other things that we talked about. Like Altered Carbon is like so different than something like this, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I might check it out.
These type of gangster things. I was just waiting for the right moment with this whole Peaky Blinders story.
Yo, why did Holly ignore us, man?
That was crazy. I was meaning to talk to you about that again. That was so crazy. That was one of the,
because it was definitely her.
That was one of the wildest moments in my life, but I think it was like nothing to her. It was nothing to her to just ignore us.
That was crazy.
There was no mistaking it. The hair, the shoes.
Yeah, the shoes, the jacket.
The jacket and the pants. I mean, I'm sorry if that wasn't Holly. Like, I'll eat my shorts. That was.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was Holly, man. That was definitely Holly. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Like, that would have been hilarious if we pulled back the coat that she had over her head, and it would have been like assault, and it wasn't, because it wasn't her.
Oh, yeah, because it wasn't her. Crazy. Even if it was her, we would have been assaulted.
Why? She would have assaulted us with
because it's Holly. She's crazy. She would have just went crazy, started swinging her bag or something.
No, but my belief is that she saw us coming and then hit herself.
She put her head down like, oh, I'm just get out of here. Let me get out of here.
That was in the whole very, very beginning of the COVID. And we were like,
that was crazy.
In disbelief. We're like, let's just go get this Mexican food because it's absolutely fantastic. And we got our Mexican food, but there was a weird energy that was starting in the air, a weird feeling.
Yeah.
And it kind of started there. It started right then. I was like, she's avoiding us. She thinks we got this shit.
Damn, yeah, like, damn. She's doing us like this? That was crazy. She did us dirty, man.
I'm going to confront her on Facebook. I'm going to ask her why in front of the whole world.
Like, what's your problem?
Why?
Why? Why?
Why have you forsaken me?
Why? Trying to block this in real quick.
Are you in a hurry? You got somewhere to be? You going to Walmart late night through the curfew?
Walmart, Wally World.
Walmart was trying to get out of opening late since way before this. It was like December, and my whatever they call it, a super Walmart, whatever they call the one that's open 24 hours. I would go there at 2:15 in the morning, and they have a sign on the door. We're closing from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day. And I was like, you can't keep calling this a super Walmart if you're closing for and why are you closing for 4 or 5 hours? Like, is it even worth
why
it?
the fuck are you in Walmart at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Because like,
that's my question.
Time means nothing to the watchers. I'm one of the watchers from Marvel, you know. I just watch things. So like time means nothing. I'm like way up here in space, and time doesn't really mean anything. So like, but apparently to these human people, it means something because they're closing the 24-hour Walmart from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. for whatever reason. I have no idea. And then a month later, this whole thing happened. So they were probably happy because they could close the store more.
Yo, Walmart is like one of the only stores that just isn't giving anything to like the first responders.
What do you mean giving anything?
Cause like all these a lot of companies are like like gas stations, first responders get this much percentage off. Like food spots,
Okay.
first responders get this. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just showing support, and plus it's a way to keep their business going. You know what I mean? Because like businesses are damn near shutting down right now. But Walmart, they don't need to do anything extra. They're like, fuck that, we'll be fine. We'll
That's
just
crazy.
fire everybody. We'll just fire
That's
people when this is all over.
unappreciated.
It's crazy, man. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're like, whatever. You got to
I
come here
always
anyway.
sensed that about Walmart. Ever since I heard of Walmart, like back in the 80s, and I was like, I saw everything negative about Walmart.
Yeah, the people that like hate Walmart, they kind of got some valid points, but it's like, you know what? Okay.
I couldn't believe I found myself shopping there many years later. I thought, like, if these people are putting people out of work, I don't like that. But somehow I ended up shopping there later.
They got everything for like
in my town.
$8 cheaper.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Midwest style store. I was like, oh, that'll never come to my town. And then, it came to the town, and then everyone.
Walmart got me when I went to get something random. I forgot exactly what it was, and I was like, hold on, I could get like a tomato hit instead of going to the shop right on the way home. Like, hold on, I could go buy like a video game in aisle 7.
Yeah, like to find out that there was food there. That was weird. I thought it was like a Kmart at first.
It's like, hold on, I could do my taxes before I get online and get my eyes checked. Walmart,
Trekker
man.
says, should he do weed on 420? You should absolutely do weed on 420. 100%.
Yeah, why is that a question? Why is that a question?
That is not
that's an absolute. That's an absolute, sir.
You just take it for what it's worth, and you take it for all it's worth. Oh, Mundo thinks our anime will be the best anime in the world.
Oh wait, I'm missing a lot of Oh man, Mundo, man.
You're hesitant
Mundo,
about
man.
Altered Carbon.
Oh man, Mundo.
You got to check out Altered Carbon. It's really, really good. It's not as good as Albatross, but it's they.
Mundo,
did a
you the
good
man,
job.
man. I wish I could like just go and paint your house, Mundo. It's the only way I know how to show like my real appreciation. Just like paint your house or some shit. Cook you a big ass dinner. You gotta get to Texas, man. I mean it when I say that too. I'm not playing. I want to milk a cow. I never milked a cow. You ever milk a cow, Ant?
No, I could have probably. I've seen cows.
I mean, I don't know if I can. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna just assume it's easy.
I think I've seen cows. Maybe I
mean,
saw
I've definitely
cows
seen
far away.
cows.
I saw a lot more horses than cows.
Definitely seen cows, but I'm never in a rush to milk one.
I don't want.
I'm like,
because you know what? I don't want to get kicked by one of them legs. That's my.
Well, you better be
fear.
nice with the teeth.
I just feel like they have powerful limbs that they could break my forearm.
A cow? But yeah, I second what you said about Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon was dope. And that animation one was sick.
Yeah, that was a good addendum to,
It
waiting
was
for
insane.
another Altered Carbon.
Yeah, it was insane. It was good. Altered Carbon is solid. It's a book though. If you'd rather read the book is pretty. Pretty sick. The book is really good.
I got some books I want to go through, like on audio book style, before I get to anything else. Plus, I got a lot of books here that are like comics that we bought together.
I feel pretty silly, man. By I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, and it just feels lazy. But I just don't have time to sit down and read a book. You know what I'm saying?
When they don't feel lazy is when like sometimes you get those great performances. Like there's some Star Wars books where they like have the laser blasts and they have the people doing a similar voice to the characters that you remember, and they have the music sometimes, and it just becomes like you're like, wait, why wasn't I doing it this way before? But I know what you mean about it could feel a little bit lazy.
Or they don't have milk cows. See what I'm saying? I didn't even know like that was a thing, like not to have milk cows. I thought if you had cows, you were milking them.
I guess maybe there's a certain thing you want to feed them to make good milk, and if you want to make them good for like eating, then there might be other stuff to feed them with.
That's dope. I just think it's dope to like farming always been like something I was never into farming, right? But like as I'm getting older, I'm like farming is this shit.
I honestly think like moving to Jersey started to change you in that direction, because when you first started coming here, like you really started talking about animals, and you said you never thought about animals.
I was outside shooting at rabbits at like 3 a.m, like, yo, look at all these fucking rabbits.
And then in those years that you drove by those farms going to work and stuff, you probably
I was like a little kid in a fresh air fund, man. I was like, yo, I was like, where the hell am I living right now? This is crazy.
Ever since I started telling you that, like, to get your kids in like a good school, like let's say a Homedale type of thing or something, you could actually attain land with your house that would allow you to have a horse or a pony or chickens.
Nah, I don't want that. I would like to visit. I don't want to have to be responsible for a damn horse.
How about horse chickens?
Would die. Chickens would get eaten in like 2 weeks.
Well, you know what you do sometimes if you like got a property that had stables on it, like you rent the stables to people that like they'll drive in your backyard toward the stable and they take care of their own horse, you know, and they give you a couple $100 a month to have their horse back there
dope.
And stuff.
Nah, I don't want nothing. I don't want that.
My dad used to do that. He had like some farm acreage and some stables.
It's crazy. I'm talking more about just like growing your own stuff, as far as like having like vegetables and stuff growing all over the place.
Absolutely. Well, I think you're probably thinking more of that now because of the situation too. A lot of people probably are wishing they had some kind of source.
Yeah. Well, my father always did it like with a little patch of. We had a little patch, the smallest patch of land ever in our backyard, and he made it happen, growing tomatoes and cabbage and all types of stuff. Eggplants. He was no joke.
He was growing people like me. Oh.
He was no joke, yo. He was no joke, He made it happen. Now I'm like, damn, my pops did it. I gotta do it.
I want to start a garden. I want to build like a raised garden. I want to order some wood or something and make that happen. But you know what it's going to make me do? No, but like I think since I can trick the garden a little bit, because you know how you're supposed to like wake up at 5 a.m. and take care of the garden? Maybe since I go to sleep at 4:15, maybe I can do it that way. You know what I mean? Like do whatever you got to do at like 4:15, and then I can go to sleep and have the garden.
Mundo's making some valid points over here. Then you got to deal with crap from animal owners coming in and doing things that need to be run by you first. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Well, yeah, my horse needed an electric blanket, so I put in some electric in the.
Burned it down, huh?
It's all good. It's not a fire hazard. Don't worry about it.
Well, yo, I'm just gonna store a couple guns back here. Is that all right? Is that all right? I got like, a couple, maybe like 2 boxes of guns. Is that all right? You appreciate that, right? It's like right behind the horse. The horse doesn't mind. You don't mind.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Care about it. Just tell your kids don't go back there. don't go back there, right? Everything's loaded. Everything's loaded back there. It's just for emergencies. I live around the corner.
Everything's loaded.
Tell your kids to keep out of stall number 2. Oh, you
That's
got
crazy.
to the Bane audiobook. That's an incredible.
Oh, who got that? Mundo got that?
Mundo was looking at the Bane
Yo, the
audiobook.
Bane. Yeah, you got to get that. The trilogy is sick. The trilogy is insane.
Love it. That's one of my favorite Star Wars stories. I thought we were just getting started when I read that. I was like, oh yeah, boy, we're just getting started. And then they changed everything.
Yeah, I don't know if did I dig like his apprentice? What was her name?
I don't know. That was like where the story got a little weaker, I think. But the whole opening of the story, his like Sith school and all that they were at.
That was sick. The way I remember him crashing that like aircraft in the building and taking out like a.
Like I
was
appreciated.
Like, yo,
this
is the craziest.
I thought that was good. I liked how she was different. Like
what was her name?
Darth Zana.
And she was a sorceress, so the way he trained her was pretty cool.
Yeah, she was
because
no joke.
He revealed to her like, listen, like I can't really train you the way that you need to be trained as a sorceress, but I can, show you what you'll need to do. Because you'll need to figure a lot of this stuff out for yourself, and that all that like self-learning is kind of what led her to overtake him like she was supposed to in the end anyway. As the Sith apprentice, she's supposed to win, and she did at the end. So
I like one of the things she said when remember she like picked him up and he was all fucked up and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you strong and healthy. And he was like, what? He was like, that's not the way. He was like, yeah, and then I'll kill you.
Yeah.
I was like,
this isn't the way I want to win.
damn.
Like that's kind of where she sold me, honest to God. Great point.
I was like, oh, she's tough.
That's where she sold me, where she was like, she wasn't even looking for like, because that wasn't even really like the Sith way out. I think the Sith way out was almost, well, no, her way was like the true Sith way, but I thought there would be some Sith that would just take that opportunity.
Like Starscream.
Or like Palpatine. I think Palpatine would have done that. I don't think Palpatine would have been like, oh, let me wait till you're stronger. No, I think he would have like, I don't know. Maybe though. If he felt like he had to learn more, right? He would have to learn.
I took that as like. I took it as like his training was so good that she was just ready. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yo, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for you at your best."
Well, no, like
you fucked up. You took me there. I'm ready.
When she didn't want to do it was like she wanted more training, right? Like she wanted more of his excellent training. That's why she wasn't going to kill him just yet. She needed more.
No, I think she was there. That's how I took it. The way I remember it, I don't remember the exact details, but they were like she saved him from something, and then she was like driving some vehicle, and he was on the floor all messed up, and he was like like you can be the number one now, and she was like, no, we're gonna get you healthy again, and then I'll kill you. And he was like, oh shit, she's ready, like she's like it's not like she can kill me now, but she doesn't want to kill me now. She's gonna kill me when I'm healthy, like when I can fight back. She's not even scared anymore.
She's a true G.
I'd say either that or I'm just not remembering it correctly, and it's the way you said, where she was like, oh, I want to learn this first before I kill you.
Well, like, yeah, I just don't think it would have been,
because he did something.
I think we're kind of almost both right. Like, it just wouldn't have been prudent for her, but I don't think it was just like all honor. Like, from your perspective, it's almost like she's just like honorable, but I don't think it was all honor. It's just like, yeah, she was like, she doesn't want to win this way, yes, but she also probably had some practical reasons.
Like, yeah, you gotta show me how you did that with like the Herbalists or that thing that he had, like that.
Or like their plain old business just wasn't finished yet. You know, she's like, no, you ain't gonna get out of it that easy, because like we still have to do X, Y, Z. Maybe that was it. I'd have to like read them or listen to them again. But
so Mundo, did you finish the whole thing? Or like exactly what like how did it end? Like, what was that last conversation?
Well, that's not how it ended, Kev. The way it ended was like
That's not how it ended?
he tried to put his spirit, like when she did finally, remember he was captured for a while, and he came
No, I don't
out of
remember.
being captured. She went and got him, and at that point she did battle him, and he didn't. I don't even think he had his like lightsaber at that point.
No, I don't remember that.
But he tried to use his spirit like essence transfer to get into her body at the very end.
Oh,
And
okay, that's starting to sound familiar.
the story kind of ends where it's like you're, as the reader, you're a little unsure of like, did it work?
Is he in there?
Yeah, but I think there was a clue toward the end that kind of showed you like Darth Zana won that battle, but you could almost take it either way. Like it's
Yo,
like
how do you
could
remember
almost
this
take it.
so clearly? This was like fucking 10 years ago.
Because one of the characters I was gonna draw, and I had some drawings going, was Set Hearth, who was the
That's not the blonde guy, right?
I don't know if I think he had silver hair. That's how they described him. And Darth
Okay, yeah,
Zana,
I know what you're talking about.
Darth Zana kind of used him a bunch throughout the story.
Yeah, who was the blonde guy? He was like a sick Jedi, but he was a pretty boy.
That's
with an F.
Farfalla. He was the
Farfalla.
He had a gold lightsaber and he had like horse-style legs.
Yeah, he was a beast.
And the funny part is the horse-style legs were missed by me because I drew a Darth Bane image where Farfalla versus Darth Bane at one point in the story. And I didn't put in the horse legs, and someone commented online, says he really has horse legs. So actually this year, or at the end of 2019, I went back to that old image from 10 years ago, and I put in the horse legs, and I sent that picture back out to a couple people.
Damn.
That I wanted to just like get it right. And
Drew Carption, man, that dude is nice. I like the fact that she was just torturing him like a tiger playing with his food. I don't remember that either. I gotta revisit this damn book.
He might be talking about Set Hearth. He might be talking about Set Hearth as far as like torturing him. I had a couple images of Set Hearth. I had one where he was walking through his mansion because he was kind of rich. He had gathered wealth and stuff. And I had another image of Set Hearth's final moment where Darth Zana was cutting him down. Was it Darth Zana? No, it was Darth Zana's apprentice. Remember toward the end? I think it was either that or it was I forgot where I got this information. Was it the end of the book or like the epilogue, where Darth Zana gets a apprentice who is not a Twi'lek but an alien woman who has like those horns on her, like not horns, but like they're almost like Twi'lek Lechu, but they're different. They're kind of like she's the same species as Plo Koon, I think. No, not Plo Koon. There's that other Jedi guy who's got those like, head features that go down around his head, and I think they depicted him getting killed in the movie in Order 66. But if you remember that part of the book, yeah, like she had this apprentice who she just got like right before she killed Darth Bane, and she set I don't know if I made this up or if this actually happened in the book, but she set the apprentice against Set Hearth, almost like as a test, kill this guy type of thing, because Set Hearth was pretty good fighter and stuff like that. Not as good as Zana or anybody, but just to kind of test her new apprentice, like, yeah, kill this guy. So I had an image going where that chick was coming in, and Darth Zana had her like sorceress tendrils that were like made out of.
Hold on, it's not what's on your desk right now.
No, this is just a made up drawing that I have on my desk here.
Oh.
The other one's on my computer. It's also like a sketch I got inside on some tracing paper.
Hey. But you had it now. I like this dumbass song.
There's a few on here that I almost like miss when we're not doing this.
You know that like power of association. Like if I were to hear these songs outside of this setting, I would probably want to draw. Yo, I got to draw. And I don't know why. I've been watching like way too much anime lately, man.
I know you'd be clicking on those animes that they got on Netflix, right?
Oh man, they got one called Cannon Busters. It's pretty dope. Cannon Busters is dope.
Do you think like do you think if you didn't have the young kids that you'd be clicking on the same stuff that you click on Netflix or
Yeah, hell yeah, because it's stuff I've always clicked on. And I click on it when when I'm free.
like when they're not around, right?
Yeah, when they're asleep.
Like, would you
Like-
want them watching, those 5-year-olds watching what you watch as far as the anime, or is it just like disgusting at some points or really graphic? And that they
Gab
don't...
gets into him. He's kind of getting into him already. He likes like My Hero Academia and things like that.
And those type of things aren't like, if they
No,
do
that's
to
like
display
for
something
TV.
that you don't like, or...
No, it's not bad. Those are like those are like Dragon Ball Z-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It's not too bad. It's like it's made for kids. Pretty wild.
I think what I'm going to do on my channel, probably Saturday or Sunday, is I have this drawing on my iPad that I'm going to be working on live, which is for Jedi Arms Dealer. I think I showed you before, Kev. It's like a one of those snow beast monsters who's kind of like a Jedi, and he's fighting off a bunch of...
He's a
Probably showed you
Jedi.
the sketch. Yeah, it's like he's got a big old lightsaber and he's guarding a crystal cave, but he's more like a Wampa beast, you know. But I guess somehow in an intelligent one, and he's got a
Sounds crazy.
lightsaber and he's fighting off a bunch of Crimson Troopers.
You got the sketch?
You remember that sketch I showed you? You said you thought the snow creature looked like some cartoon thing that you were watching.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'll show you right here. Like, do you remember this at all?
Hold up. My phone's about to die. Oh, the Throne audiobook was dope too. Oh yeah, I remember this. Thrawn was dope. I like that dude. I like the crazy ass like clone Jedi. That dude was insane.
Oh yeah,
Something with a J. What was his name?
Seaboth.
But what didn't he have a name like with a J?
Joris Seaboth.
Yeah.
Damn, you
That
want the
dude was
first
nuts.
and last name. You're like, you want his address?
Yeah, 'cause I knew I wasn't bugging out with the J.
Oh,
I know his name starts with a J. That dude was nuts. He was insane.
You know what you would have liked, Kev, because and I may have told you about this a few years back, but maybe, you know, if you want to try an audiobook that you haven't heard, you know how that guy Joris Seaboth was like a clone, right? And he was kind of crazy.
Like a clone of a clone even, right?
Yeah, like, and he was kind of nutty because of that.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see the OG Jedi who they cloned for Jorah C'baoth. He's featured in an entire book written by Timothy Zahn as well. And it's about this like expedition to go look for like lost ships. And I think that's how it went down, that they were, or maybe they themselves, maybe I'm kind of crossing a couple stories, because later on in the timeline of Star Wars, like Luke's kids and Han's kids find, I might be getting this wrong, but they find the remains. It's kind of almost like that movie you recently watched with the ghost ship, and there's like, you know, where
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, where it's like they've got these ships and there's 6 dreadnoughts, and they commission them. They have specially built to go to the outer regions and go where, like, kind of like Star Trek, like where no man has gone before and whatnot. And they're gonna take like a bunch of Jedi with them, so that, because, you know, Jedi kind of serve all purpose. Like, they're like wise, plus they can fight, plus they can figure out how to survive if there's like no oxygen or whatever. You know, they'll figure something out through the Force. So they got a bunch of Jedi with them. The guy who's leading the expedition is the OG Jorah C'baoth guy.
That's craziness.
In that book, I'm trying to remember the name of the book. But if you look up Timothy Zahn Star Wars and you look up the different ones that he wrote, it came out probably, it was like 2007 or something like that. 2005.
Timothy Zahn.
It's about an expedition to the unknown regions. It's interesting. It's like not your average Star Wars book. There's some you know, weird things that go on in it. It's not totally action packed.
Some good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's some political stuff that goes on in it, and it takes place like when they're about the time that they're trying to do the High Republic stuff at this point. It's like a bunch of years before the Phantom Menace, I think. Or right about that time, maybe a bunch of years before the Phantom Menace.
It's crazy. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it kind of plays into what happens in the future of Star Wars, like when, like, you know, later on and after the time after Luke, some of what they found plays into effect later. Kind of ties in later.
Sounds like it's worth checking out.
Yeah, it might be.
Sounds like it's worth checking out.
It would be cool if they did it in audio. You know, I read it, but it'd be cool if they did it in audiobook form, where there was like those sound effects, the voices, the music.
But do they ever do that though?
Oh no, they do it all the time, like with these Star Wars books.
Oh, for real?
I'm just used to reading them, but the couple times that I tried the audiobook, they were all
I
like
didn't know that.
They were all like that. I was like, oh my god. And some of them have more talented people than others. And then the only thing you have to kind of get over is sometimes it's a dude and he's doing the voices of everybody. So sometimes it's a little annoying at first, like when he's trying to do Princess Leia or something and it's a dude.
Yeah.
But you quickly get used to it, especially because they're all pretty talented at just whatever, you know. They do something to make you think that it's fine, you know. It's their version of a female voice. It's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you almost think like, why, when they have all the production stuff as far as the laser blasts and all the music, you're like, well, why didn't they just hire a girl to do the female voices and she responds to the other dude and whatever. You kind of wonder that for a second, but it's always all good, you know.
Yeah, it does sound kind of weird.
like, yeah, you're gonna have all the, like, you definitely got some people in the studio doing some sound effects. So why don't you just have it's just you hired so many people already, just one extra, another. I understand it when it's like when I was listening to the Game of Thrones books, it's just that one dude, Roy Dotrice, saying everything, and it's totally fine. He sings the bard songs at the bar. He does the manliest manly voices and the smallest child girl voices, and it's all fine. It's all good. But they don't do all the sound effects and have the whole studio thing going on in the Game of Thrones book. It's literally just that dude and a microphone. So you
I'm
totally
realizing
get it.
I've never listened to like an adventure type of fiction audiobook. It's always been like just like philosophy or something like that.
Kev, like I got a great one that you should start out with. Anybody should start out with this one. Start out with the Tales of Dunk and Egg. The Tales of Dunk and Egg.
That's more Game of Thrones crap.
It's in the
though.
Game of Thrones world, but it's like 80 years before the Game of Thrones that you're used to. So there's like less magic stuff going on because like Daenerys isn't there with her dragons or anything. So
yeah,
that magic stuff is kind of brought to the way background, and it's literally just about a knight. But it's kind of cool that you're in the Game of Thrones world, and when you hear a name, you're like, oh my god, that's this person's relative or something, These people are related, and you know what goes on later with the Lannisters and with everybody. It's pretty cool.
it's wild.
That was the audiobook that I was probably the most into. Like ever. Like
That
was
is wild.
I couldn't wait. Like I would listen to that till 4 a.m, and trying to just get another half hour in, trying to figure out what happened to these characters is pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't had anything that made me want to lose sleep like that in a long time.
This Peaky Blinders is almost like that for me on Netflix. It's like I want to keep going, and when I turn it off to go eat or something, or to go cook, I miss it, and then I bring my plate back to the desk or wherever I was working to kind of watch more of it.
And you're like, hell no, I'm doing this. I'm watching this.
Yeah, I just really like it. I want to see the next thing because they keep being unpredictable. I really like unpredictability when it comes to these shows.
One of the last things I remember, and it's probably really early on, is like somebody's sister, maybe his sister, was his sister, got pregnant, and he was like, you guys got to leave now, like you got to run away or something like that. I don't really remember.
His sister was got pregnant with it was almost like a Romeo and Juliet situation where it was just
it was like
do
something that's the wrong family.
Yeah, they just were like, no, not this particular guy. You can't. Like we've known him his whole life, and he was even like at war with that guy, and that guy helped save his life and stuff like that. But still, he was like a little bit, he was basically wanting to kill that guy at one point.
Like you messed up.
But eventually,
but he let them go, right?
Say that again?
He kind of let them go.
Yeah, so eventually, different circumstances happen that are kind of out of their control, out of his control regarding that guy.
Where he got killed?
Well, I think if you keep going and you keep watching, he dies off camera. They just talk about it later.
I watched most of it. It was just one of those things where I had some project going on and it was just on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I must be on season 2 because what happens is they start season 2 and they're like at his funeral and they go, oh yeah, he died. He died like a month ago. He died last week because of like the plague or something. Well, like whatever it's called at that point. He died from like the not the Spanish flu, but whatever else they had going on at the time.
That's pretty wild. Why doesn't this work?
What'd you say?
Why isn't this working for me?
What are you trying to do?
Trying to make a selection, and it's just not letting me. What's happening here? That's the selection.
Yeah, Mundo says Timothy's on has some pretty good stuff, but I don't know about that new stuff where they tried to redo Thrawn and tried to say like, oh, this is a new version of Thrawn. I heard people review that book and say that it was a lesser than version of Thrawn. It wasn't like a whole complete version of Thrawn when we're talking about the new Thrawn book that they tried to put in the new canon. Like, it was so good originally. Why are they going to redo it, especially to have it not be as good? I mean, this stuff was so good back in the day. Thrawn had paintings from Alderaan that he was studying. He was trying to learn about Princess Leia by studying Alderaanian paintings. It's like, you can't redo this. You can't make this stuff better. This stuff is too good. Like, we're talking about he's studying paintings to learn about Alderaan, and you're going to rewrite this book? What? You need to have your temperature taken. I think you got some kind of...
No, he was crazy. That dude was crazy.
Yeah, they want him to rewrite that book, and they had him rewrite the book last year. It's like, what are you doing? This was a masterpiece. You don't ask
yeah, why would they
Da Vinci,
do that?
Yeah, to redo the Mona Lisa. Oh no, it's quite not what we wanted. It doesn't fit into our new ideas of the Mona Lisa. They wanted Michelangelo to redo the Sistine Chapel. Check like your pen.
Yeah, I'm confused, man.
Is your pencil like out of batteries or something? Sometimes
so look, I made.
Things happen.
No, this is the selection that I want, right? You see it, the blue.
Yeah.
But I go to select it. It's selected, and now usually I would just go to a layer, and it would be selected. But as soon as I go to the layers, it's just unselected now. You know what I mean? Look, it's there.
I would have yelled at you earlier before the show started. I was in Photoshop. A similar thing was happening to me. Weird thing where I opened a file. Like, Kev, I had a file open, right? And I would open a second file in Photoshop that was totally different. And it would display the first file. And it says, no, this is it. And I'm like, what? So, like, I minimized Photoshop. I pulled it up again. I try to open that file, and it was, like, duplicating the first file that I had. So I closed down the first file, thinking, like, what is it doing here? And it kept displaying that image. It was very odd. Is this what you intend to happen right here? Did you get it?
No, right I didn't get it. Well, this is the selection that I want. This middle X, but it's just like not. It's not selecting it for me. I don't know. Let me just back out of this whole thing. Just try to sit quiet.
Yeah, I pulled the mic away from my face too. Kev,
I heard the difference. I was like,
he's children's book, maybe
quiet.
because I saw your gallery there. I think your children's book has to come out in 2020. Can you do?
Yo, man, I mean,
at once? Like, can Kevin Cosme do a campaign and then have this other campaign going at the same time? Because honestly, you know what I think you should do? I know you think it's a lot, but wait until October 1st when we. Like, have it in the back of your mind when we push out. Let me just tell you.
But I'm doing a Rush children's book as well, like about what's going on now.
A rushed? Is that what you said?
I told you about that, right? The other children's book. Yeah, I'm trying to rush this one out about like what's going on now with like.
Are you the author? Are you the
having to stay at home?
Are you the IP owner, or this is someone else's book?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, look. This is like me and the art dealer.
Okay. I think
But
you
we
might
said
have
we're
said
gonna do
this.
in the
Yeah.
meantime.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you need
Yeah.
to have.
So like
See,
I'm doing all of this.
my idea is that that's cool. My idea is that your children's book, uh, like gets delivered on December
This looks crazy though.
15th to people. Like, I think you got to start this campaign. This is the one you got to start. This is the one. Anybody that's watching right now, take a look at what Kevin's doing as far as his own children's
This is
book. This is
crazy,
a
yeah.
really, really great artwork for his children's book. This is one of the pages, and he's got this great story going. I love the little story that he's got going for this book. And my
it's pretty
idea is
wild.
that this book's got to come out in 2020. This would be a great Christmas gift for little kids, you know. And it's going to be good because a lot of people are going to be home, and a lot of people are going to be like working from home for a while. This has got to
Yeah.
come out in 2020, I think, you know, for a little bedtime story for people to read their kids. And,
I got pretty far. It's pretty. I've
that's
got
what I
pretty far
think.
with it.
I think, yeah, like, I think it's, I don't know how many pages you intended to have, but this story I thought wasn't very long when you explained to me what the story was. So
Yeah.
this could be done in
It just
2020.
looks dramatic. It looks dramatic as hell.
I think you should plan for this to like the campaign should like launch like September 15th or something. September 15th, October 15th, November 15th.
That's doable.
It ends, and then you get your whole shipping shit ready. You get everything packed up, and you get it delivered by December 15th. You know, I'll help you do all that stuff, and you know, you make some kind of package for this.
Yeah.
It would be awesome, and I don't think, you know, I think it could be affordable too. It'd be an awesome book.
Yeah. Hell yeah, it could be affordable. Absolutely.
Oh, Mundo's saying his cousin named Anthony Falcon is having some success right now. We should look up his name. Is that for art, children's book and stuff? Be brave,
Anthony Falcon,
be
dope.
brave.
Be brave, be brave. Nice. Let me look that up. I support that.
Yeah, Mundo says that's why he's not going to get the redone Thrawn book, because the original one was very well rounded. It had Thrawn was outsmarting these people at every step of the way. It was great. It really had a great intertwined story and like reasons why. I don't think it could have gotten any better for a Return to the Jedi. A post-Return to the Jedi story.
Be brave, be brave, be
sense.
brave. Here it goes.
Yeah. Share
Yeah,
your
I found
screen
it.
if you
Be
want.
brave, be brave, be brave. Written by F. Anthony Falcon. Oh, this is dope. He did the artwork too. This is cool. You see it? Can you see this?
Let me make your screen bigger here. Yeah, raise up the phone a little bit higher. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Now I can see.
Nice colors for the art, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, did he draw the suit? The interior is nice, man. Oh, man. Oh, this is nice. Look at this.
Oh, that's great. That looks awesome.
Yes. It's real nice, man. I like it.
That book looks like it's got a good message. I think Kevin's book also has a good message too.
I'm gonna add this right, Chuck. Boom. Wow. Oh, yeah. Yo, man, so what's going on with this selection, bro? Boom. My selection. Pow.
Maybe whatever you did,
Get it?
it's gonna work.
What is going on? I'm so confused, man.
I confuse.
And then it's just not working for me. Wow.
Oh, I wanted to tell Mundo. Mundo, on tomorrow night, Friday night, if you're around, I'm gonna do a Saber Help talk show on or a Saber Help. I don't know how to say it. A Saber Talk live help show tomorrow night. So maybe if you have your Saber out, we could take a look at it and talk about what's going on. I want to, answer people's questions about if they're having trouble with something that they're doing with their lightsaber. You could ask Harris. You could ask me. I don't know if you'll be home tomorrow about, I don't know, maybe 8:30. You'll probably be on for a couple hours. So nice.
It's crazy.
Because I got one more idea for you to test your board. I was hoping you have a small strip of those, whatever LEDs you built your blade with. Hopefully you didn't make a meter-long blade and don't have any bits of LEDs left over. Hopefully you had cut something off of the end to make the blade like shorter than a meter. And you have some of those pieces. And if you do have some of those pieces, maybe we could test the board. By bypassing your emitter piece with the pins that you think is or that we saw is kind of effed. Yeah, what's your weirdest piece of news that you saw today or yesterday? I saw something weird today that said.
No, I don't have any news.
You don't let any in.
No, I'm just too busy wiping ass and making dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I saw a headline that said Harvard study reveals today that we might have to social distance till 2022 to defeat the problem.
2022? That's retarded.
Not meaning stay home, but meaning social distance, whatever.
You're not gonna have barbecues and everything else.
Doing the masks, less people in a theater, less people at the bar. Less when they have those signs at a place that says this bar or this establishment can hold 143 people. They're saying they're gonna have to cut that in half, and
it's not gonna work if people got to do it.
All that type of stuff might go on until 2022. Oh, but if that's what's gonna save people, I guess we gotta do it. But it's just that's a weird thought. So people are gonna have to grow up, and not for me because I'm already grown up. I don't care. They can do social distance till the end of time. At least I feel bad for anyone who's growing up right now because that's just not fair. That's just not fair, But,
yeah, but they'll have nothing to compare it to. You know what I'm saying?
What's that, Kev?
They'll have nothing to compare it to.
Right. But it's just
some my father feels bad for kids that stay home and play video games all day, and I'm like, yo, they feel bad that you had to leave your house. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. There you go.
It's pretty wild.
Whenever my dad would see us play video games, when he walked home from work, he would say, "Mesmerized! You guys are mesmerized!" And he would yell.
Yeah, hell yeah! That generation is just yo, you guys are just not smart. But, I'm starting to get angry, man.
It's still not working for you?
Yeah, and I don't understand why. What did that change something? What just happened here?
Is it a fact of you're at your limit as far as your layer count?
I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it somewhere else now, because this is insane, man.
Yeah, you know, you're supposed to teach me about the Procreate iPad stuff. It's not, you know, you're asking me questions, but I'm like a student of yours. I don't
I
know
must have.
any more than you told me.
I don't know what just happened, man.
I will need to watch some more videos to make my like Procreate skills rise. Rise.
Rise, Rodimus Prime. Did I must have changed. I had to have changed a setting somewhere. Must have.
Like inadvertently?
Yeah, I don't understand why else this would be happening. Jesus.
Like I didn't recognize the blue swaths that you had for the selection. I thought that the selections were like striped lines in this program. So that was like new to me to see that they were blue for you right there.
Hmm. Yeah, this is crazy.
Well, you like can't move forward without that bit of it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't do what I'm trying to do.
Fucking Rusa.
So, like, yeah, what does it here? See what I'm saying? It does it here, so I don't understand why I wouldn't do it.
Maybe the only thing
everywhere.
I could suggest is try to redraw that selection.
No, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know how it works in there. Like, I know Photoshop. I was actually just doing it right before we started. I was saving a selection and using a selection, inversing and stuff, and I don't know how to do that in Procreate, even though it makes PSDs.
Unless am I just supposed to hit a brush? Did that do it? That didn't do it either. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable.
All right, what do you guys think of these, like, surrounded by soldier type of thing? Maybe these background
Unbelievable.
need to be a little bit bigger back here. These dudes' heads.
Yo, maybe I'm just tired, man. I don't get it. I'm
No
not
worries,
getting
we
it.
can like wrap this up.
What is going on here?
Can you see the screen? Tell me what you think about my soldiers here, or the situation these people are in here.
You're gonna have to like
get rid of your thing.
Yeah, not share my screen. Oh, nice. Oh, you drew a lot of them.
See, I was thinking, like, can you see all the guns around too for the guys you can't see? They got like guns on
Yeah.
these guys.
Nice. I dig it. What's it this for? Another cover?
Yeah, this is just for like, let's say it's like issue number. I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't want to say like, it's too far in the future. This would be like the end. I don't. This could be a poster or a trading card. What do you think?
I think it could be a 6 spread. It could be. There's a lot of uses for it. I think.
Because this like, what goes on in this image certainly won't happen for a while. But
It's dope though. It's dope.
yeah, it's just like a kind of a cover concept, or it could be. I might ink it in a stream or something, and then we'll put it as like a trading card size thing or a poster. Because I've got an idea of what I want to do. Like I left some space for a title, but I have an idea like art wise what I can do up there too. So maybe in another stream I will finish that. Let me see if I can get you back on here with your other thing. Are you want to explain to us what you got going on?
Yeah. Hold on, let me move this over. So, see what I'm trying to do though? I'm trying to show some buildings in the background. And what I want to do is I was trying to make the selection so I can lighten up the pieces of the buildings that are in the sunlight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I'm going to go in like small. Let me get my mic back. Those pieces that you're talking about are very small compared to like because there's these two men are in front of the building, so there's not going to be much of the buildings lit up in the way you say, right?
It just yeah.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna go in here like I'm gonna draw windows. You know what I'm saying? Like draw some lit windows, and then say there's gonna be an area where this window's lit, but it's not gonna be fully lit because half of it is in the sunlight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you're trying to like mask out.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go back in and like draw the rest of the outline of that window. Then maybe have this window here. You know what I'm saying? Then this window. And then I have to mask out so that this is so much lighter than this area.
Yeah, like what's possible too. Well, I guess you want to do it like in the working version of the file. But one way I can think of it too, that like if I encountered this trouble and I was alone and I couldn't figure it out, I might export this as a PSD and finish it in Photoshop type of thing. But I just don't know. You probably want to keep everything in one spot and keep everything like actually get through this issue. I understand that.
It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Just a long day. I'm doing something. I'm doing like a silly ass mistake.
Yeah, that happens. Like once you sleep on it, you will be like, oh, all they have to do is click on that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, we're gonna wrap this up here. If you guys want to check out the older episodes of Comic Book Creation Live, you won't find them on this channel, but you will find them on Scott Cosme, Kevin's channel, and Space Windu, which is my channel. I've been hosting the odd number ones from like 1 to 41, and Kevin hosted the even numbered shows from 2 to 40. And now we're going to be here on Comic Book Creation Live, its very own YouTube channel. Please go check out albatrossjunction.com and follow us on the Instagram, which is albatross_junction. Check out the Indiegogo pre-launch campaign, which is if you sign up on there and you purchase the book when we do the launch campaign, you will receive the 1 of 4 posters signed by Kevin and I, and some extra trading cards, as well as whatever we're going to do for the actual launch campaign. You'll get some extras. So, Mundo, thank you for joining us. Whoever else is in the chat, Mundo, as well. We appreciate you. And come back for the next episode, which will be number 45, where we will continue to do probably these cover concepts. Actually, I have some background work to do on the story for like page 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So if I can get
Jeez.
that stuff in there, Kev, which is like our space insert scene and some of the scenes that you had thumbnailed, if I can get to that point in the story, like kind of log and just make it correct because some things had to be moved around, I might be back to doing the pages. So come
All
back
right.
and check us out for number 45.
That'd be
Anything
dope.
else you want to say, Kev?
Nah, man. Peace, live a dream.
If people want to see what Kevin's doing on Instagram, sometimes he does post some paintings and things that he's working on aside from Albatross. So it's K Scott Cosme on Instagram.
K
Kev?
Scott Cosme, yep.
Okay, there we go. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for checking out Comic Book Creation Live, number 44.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.